ಈ ಬಾಗ್ಲ ಹಾಕಮ್ಮ.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Pradeep. Dr. Omkar.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Hi. So, yes,
Yeah, we're just waiting for people to join.
yes. So, how many actually have finally been given?
They whatever the list they have sent, according to it's around 45.
Okay, and all are from TechUp colleges.
Yes.
Yeah, and the participants, they are allowed to speak in between also and ask questions. Everything is taken care of, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, very nice actually. And what about the experimental or the demonstrations? I mean, 3D printing demonstrations. How is it going to take care of?
3D printing demonstration, it will be more like a live video thing where it will be shown. They will be means they will be shown the 3D printing process through camera or something like that. So that is the,
Okay.
it's basically like a walkthrough.
Walkthrough, very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So they are all faculty. I mean, anyway, I will ask them when I will
Yeah.
say yes.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're all faculty. So
So institutes, any specific institutes? I mean, many faculties from one specific institute or something like that.
no, they are from see all over India, and I don't think there is any two people from the same institute. They are all from
Oh,
different institutes.
oh, that is really nice.
Yeah,
This first time I think that we are going
from
to have this kind
Assam
of, yeah.
to Jharkhand, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Orissa, Rajasthan, Uttar
Andaman
Pradesh.
Nicobar. Andaman Nicobar.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody from Andaman Nicobar.
From okay, from Himachal is there.
Himachal is
Himachal
there.
Pradesh. Himachal, yeah, that's the topmost. That's the topmost actually. From Jammu, actually, one college is there. I don't know whether there's anybody from Jammu or not.
From Jammu and Kashmir, there are three people.
Three people, no? Yes.
Uh,
So topmost we have covered.
so
The
from
bottommost is
Government College of Engineering, Islamic University of Science and Technology, and
yes,
Sri
yes,
Mata Vaishno Devi University.
yes, yes, yes. And from the bottom is Madhya Pradesh. That's the bottommost.
No, Karnataka we have.
Karnataka we have. Karnataka is a
Tamil Nadu
part
we
of.
have. From,
Okay, they are maybe not TechUp actually. It's like they are the supporting institutes. I mean, they support the other TechUp colleges. Looks like that way.
yeah, so it's basically wherever they have the TechUp faculty that
Yes.
they have nominated.
Yes. Ah, it's nice actually.
So it's essentially it's a pan India from
Yes.
uh, say Punjab, Rajasthan to
Yes.
Assam, and
Yes.
Jammu Kashmir to Tamil Nadu. So we essentially have a pan India presence.
I am having actually a PhD interview going on right now. In fact, one
Okay,
of my candidates is now interviewing, getting interviewed. So,
okay. So
so maybe I will be, and then I will leave after the inauguration. Yeah.
yes,
Is it
yes.
okay?
So
Yeah.
yeah. So we plan to start the session by 9:45. So
Okay. 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 Okay.
we will just introduce them. Uh, so we'll just wait for another 1 minute and then we will
Sure.
start.
Sure. 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 Absolutely. And one
Audible,
thing more,
Dr.
actually.
Omkar?
Sorry?
Am I
Yeah.
audible, Dr. Omkar?
Yeah, good morning, Professor Reddy.
Yeah. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
So we'll just have a 5-10 minutes ka formal
Yeah, yeah.
inauguration.
You just hint me. I will switch on my mic and video.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, Professor.
Okay. Yeah.
Good morning, all of you.
Yeah, good morning. Falguni, hi.
Hi, yes.
ಹೋಗಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡು. ರೊಕ್ಕನ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಂತೆ, ಫೋನ್ ಪೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಂತೆ. Yeah, I think we can start. We have around 38 participants now. So hopefully the others will join. So roughly we have around 45 participants. Um, yeah, so good morning, all of you, and welcome to this NPIU TechCube workshop. And uh, we just have a brief formal inaugural session. We have with us Professor Suhas Ranjande, who is also the TechCube coordinator of IIT Hyderabad. And the inaugural session will be taken by Professor N. Venkat Reddy, who is a senior faculty at IIT Hyderabad in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering Department. So yeah, I think I will also brief you more about the workshop and what are the things which are planned maybe after the inaugural uh, talk. And then if you have any queries, any doubts, because we are also planning some hands-on session with some software and also remotely with some 3D printing machines. So those details I'll keep sharing as and when we have the sessions. But yeah, so essentially there are four sessions in a day. So starting from 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 to 11, and maybe 11 to 11:30 we have a break, and 11:30 to 1 the second session, and 1 to 2 is the lunch break, and 2 to 3:30 third session, and then 3:30 to 4 o'clock is the tea break. Of course, you can have tea wherever you are. So I hope we will host you as and when the situation is better. So I think with that, I would like to welcome Professor Suhas. I understand that out of his busy schedule, so currently PhD interviews are happening in most of the departments. So I think he is also in the middle of a interview process. So I request him to briefly introduce us about the program. The TechCube and what kind of activities they are doing, and also say that the inaugurate the workshop. Okay. Yeah, over to you, Professor Suhas.
Thank you. Good morning, all. I am Suhash, and I am the current TechUp coordinator. And but I mean, it's really great that Professor Venkat Reddy is also here because of Professor NVR, I mean N Venkat Reddy, IIT Hyderabad is having TechUp, center. So thanks to his efforts only. Okay, so just let me read out. Okay, so I have got something to read out to tell you about TechUp. But what I heard is that there are around 45 participants
Yes.
and from different colleges. Okay, from each it's not. I mean, one college, one participants. So that's a really very good number. And till now, as a TechUp coordinator, I have not seen. That's what I was telling to Dr. Omkar, that I have not seen that 45 different college participants are participating in a workshop. Okay, so uh, so this TechUp. So we are running at IIT Hyderabad TechUp Quite Center. The full form of TechUp we all know is Technical Education Quality and Quality Improvement Program. Okay, and this is mainly envisaged in the year 2003 by the Government of India and the World Bank by coming together, and they made a long-term program of around 10 to 12 years. Okay, which they already decided to implement it in 3 phases. Basically, it is envisaged to transform the technical education system in whole India, mainly to those institutes, tier 2 or tier 3 government run institutes, okay, where good quality faculty are not being recruited till at that time. So in 2003, that was the scenario, and based on that, they had come up with this kind of program with the help of World Bank. So it is like 50% financial support will be given by Government of India and 50% by the World. Now, where IIT comes into the picture. So IITs were asked to create kite centers. So KITE, the full form of KITE is Knowledge Incubation in Technical Education. So in the year 2013, thanks to the efforts of the then Dean R&D, Professor N. Venkata Reddy, sir, so we IIT Hyderabad created the KITE Center. And only very few IITs were involved initially. Okay, around 6 IITs were involved. In that, IIT Hyderabad was the second generation, one of the second generation. I think only one. No, not only one. IIT Gandhinagar also was there. So one of the two second generation IITs to take up this activity. So why it is so why the KITE centers? So the need of the KITE centers is basically to scale up and support the ongoing efforts of the government of India, mainly to improve the quality of technical education and enhance the existing capacities of the colleges, okay, and the institutions, mainly non-IITs across whole India. Okay, so with this and I became the TechUp coordinator. Earlier before me was Professor Bharat Bhushan Panigrahi, started by Professor Venkat Reddy, and from Venkat Reddy the TechUp coordinatorship started. So Professor Bharat Bhushan Panigrahi was the first TechUp coordinator. After that, I took over in the year 2016, to be precise 26th May 2016. I became the TechUp coordinator, and we joined in the phase 2 program, not in the phase 1 program. Remember, we did not join in 2003. We joined in 2013. By then, phase 2 has started, and this phase 2 mainly is mainly focused on faculty trainings. So how we used to train the faculty members by training them through various workshops, short courses, and conclaves. So this we have done through our IIT Hyderabad faculty members through this TechUp KITE Center of IIT Hyderabad. We got a good funding also, around 2.85 crore rupees, to run through all these TechUp 2 activities. Okay, and see, we have to come up with the numbers also, that what is the success or what is the utilization of this money amount. So under TechUp 2 program, we could train faculty training days in terms of faculty training days, around 1,296 faculty training days we have trained through 24 workshops and conclaves, and students 1,638 student training days under TechUp 2 program. And it turned out that we are kind of one of the highest among all the 6 IITs at that time. So IIT Hyderabad could train the maximum number of faculty through faculty training days, okay, in terms of faculty training days. Now, the third phase. The third phase is again it's with the support of Government of India and World Bank coming together. It started in the year 2017, and it's only a 3 years program. Okay, it has envisaged that it has to be only for 3 years program. So 2020 it should have got over by now. Now the trouble is that because of all this pandemic and all this tough things, I mean the trying times that we are undergoing, all of us, it has been kept on extending. So 6 months they keep on extending. So now the last extension that has happened till now, okay, by the last decision made by the MHRD. So now MHRD is called MOE, remember, okay, Ministry of Education. So MOE has decided to extend it up to September 2021. So September is now coming, okay, to an end only. So when Professor was saying that maybe in future we will, have the again opportunity to come to IIT Hyderabad, I really sincerely wish that I could see see you all here at IIT Hyderabad. But I really don't know whether the tech activities will ever be, again be extended or not. So this was and the TechUp 3 is a 3 years program, and basically if you read out, I'm just reading out the statement from the NPIU, MHRD's NPIU for TechUp 3. It is a TechUp 3 is a fully integrated with the 12th 5-year plan objectives for technical education as a key component for improving the quality of engineering education in existing institutions. So there are around 200 institutes, okay, under this TechUp phase 3, with special category states, SCs, and support to strengthen few affiliated technical universities also to improve their policy, academic, and management practices. So there are several activities that has been thought out under TechUp 3. Okay, so TechUp 3 here, the earlier TechUp 2 was mainly to train the faculty. TechUp 3 has included the students' participations as well. So the objectives of TechUp 3 are to increase in student participation in technical examinations, to increase enrollment of students from traditionally disadvantaged groups like SC/STs and women, to increase the number of trained faculty, to increase in percentage of NBA, National Board of Accreditation, accredited UG and PG programs, and to gain UGC autonomous status. So this is the whole, plan or the idea or the goal of TechUp Phase 3. Okay, so they have included students also, and they wanted to mainly, to gain the UGC autonomous status of various institutes. So this program has been envisaged. So for that, what IITs were asked to do? So IITs were asked, and they were committed also. So to combine for a combined students, staff, and faculty and institutes overall institute development in engineering education through gamut of activities. So what kind of activities in TechUp2? We were doing only workshops and conclaves. Here we did not just limit ourselves to workshops. Apart from the workshops, we have also tried to do joint research projects, okay, through faculty interaction, internships of faculty as well as students, then gate sensitization for the engineering students, then the lab development through the staff training of in those institutes, and also some money has been, or some, we participated time to time also in helping those institutes to carry out some minor civil works, okay, and purchase of equipment and furniture spares. So we give our opinion only, okay, advices only. We do not involve ourselves in purchase. So the handholding of the institutes with dire needs the support is performed by tying IITs with them for mentoring. So IIT Hyderabad also mentored one of the institute under twinning agreement. The name of the institute is Atal Bihari Vajpayee Government Institute of Engineering and Technology, ABVGIET, Shimla. So under that, our faculty like Dr. GVV Sharma and our staff like electrical engineering staff, lab staff like Mr. R. Thirumurugan, and our students, they have constantly participated and imparted trainings, okay, and knowledge to ABV, GIT, Shimla student staffs and faculty through various workshops. Okay, we went there also and we, trained them. Okay, we have developed their labs also. So through several activities which have been asked under TechUp3 Phase 3, we have tried to, impart those knowledge or mentorship to Atal Bihari Vajpayee Government Institute of Engineering and Technology, Shimla. Now, why today's program is happening? Today's program is happening. It's an additional program which is initiated by NASCOM for creating trained faculty in emerging technologies. Okay, for TechUp3 beneficiary institutes. So there are around 9 emerging technologies that has been thought out by NASCOM, and one of them is 3D printing. So IIT Hyderabad chose two out of them. One is blockchain. So it was chosen by Dr. Satya Peri of Computer Science Engineering Department of IIT Hyderabad. He was the coordinator of blockchain training. Now, similarly, Dr. Prasad Onkar is equally coordinating in training 3D printing in association with IIT Delhi and IIT Guwahati faculty. So you will be seeing that some of the faculty are, from outside IIT Hyderabad. So they are mainly, I guess, from IIT Delhi, IIT Guwahati, IIT Indore. Okay, so it's a joint program. Okay, very well coordinated by the able Dr. Prasad Onkar. So we already tried once where we had, envisaged that you will all be coming and physically getting trained at IIT Hyderabad. And it was in, I think, March 2020. Dr. Prasad Garu may tell me clearly. And same time, 19th or 18th March, if I remember well. And same time, the lockdown happened, actually 22nd of March. So we could not conduct it. We purchased everything for your, presence over here. We had tied up with the hotel and all this stuff, but for your stay, but all had to be cancelled. So So till now, if I tell you that about TechUp Kite Center of IIT Hyderabad and its activities, so we have got under phase 3 program. So we have received a good funding, actually around 3.39 crore rupees, and we have successfully conducted 3 faculty development programs, 18 workshops, 3 faculty and student internship programs, 1 GET sensitization program, and performed a total of 6,737 students training days and 11,306 faculty training days. Can you see the jump? From few 1,000 or 2,000 to 11,306 faculty training days. So this is what I wanted to say about you. So we require feedbacks also from you. So after the training or on the last day of the training, we gather the feedbacks directly by NPIU also may ask the feedbacks directly, and we also ourselves gather the feedbacks. Okay, so based on the feedbacks, IIT Hyderabad's TechUp activities, so it has always been shown or reached the topmost level along with any other IITs. So there are older IITs involved like IIT Kanpur, okay, IIT Bombay, so and equally like IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Hyderabad. Now recently IIT Indore also got involved, okay, and IIT Patna also very recently has got involved to take a phase 3 program. So we have got so 2013 and now 2021, so 8 7 8 years of good years we have spent on doing activities. So this is what I wanted to tell you about TechUp activities at at IIT Hyderabad that we have conducted till now. And remember that it's all these activities has happened through the hands of IIT Hyderabad faculty members only. So maybe this is the last, inaugural TechUp workshop that IIT Hyderabad is conducting. Maybe, I wish not, but even if it is that, I really sincerely want to, through this platform, I sincerely want to thank all the IIT Hyderabad faculties, Professor Venkat Reddy Garu, okay, and all the staff, all the students, okay, who have really enabled TechUp Kite Center of IIT Hyderabad to conduct such wonderful workshops or all TechUp activities. It's not only workshops and conclaves, and effectively conducted. We have all effectively conducted. Our feedbacks are very good, and I wish that this workshop also, 3D printing is really very important. I am also working on 3D printing, but electrochemically 3D printing, which is very new, has not been started in India at all. I wish I can start it, okay, very soon. But so it's a very new technology, and everything will be soon be automated. One thing I want to tell you is that this program by NASCOM together with NPIU, it's the motto is train the trainers. That means we are training you. You are the trainers. You will be training your students. Okay, and under this TechUp phase 3 also, there were some faculty also been recruited. I do not know if TechUp recruited faculty are also part of this program. If not,
Yeah,
if
some
not,
of them are there.
some of them are there. Very nice, actually, very nice. So really, I mean, I'm happy to I welcome you all. Okay, and this TechUp recruited faculty also. That thank you for joining the TechUp, and you have taught in those areas of India, in those colleges where the not many faculty were there. So you have pitched in, because you all are mainly, this faculty are all from IITs, NITs. They're all MTechs and PhDs from IITs and NITs. They're all very good quality. So everyone here is good. It's not that it's nobody is like that. But under this train the trainer motto, so you should target is that you should target to learn each and everything from basics point of view also. Okay, how to teach also, that is also very very important. And I request Dr. Prasad also, Garu, to check that at the end, maybe one session you can give small very small 5 minutes topics maybe, and check it out please, that whether they are able to tell or teach those things to their students, let's suppose. Okay, so maybe your students and our students can sit in that last session,
Hmm.
and each one of them will say maybe 5 minutes and some topic, and let us see whether they understood and they are able to tell or not. So this is the pedagogy is training through in terms of pedagogic skills also is one of the motto of tech activities. So it's not only knowledge gaining that one can do it by watching the videos or attending workshops. Here it is that you will be trained how to teach as well. So kindly make sure that you all be very, very, in that way sincere in learning each and every aspect of 3D printing, because here all are experts. Okay, all the I've seen gone through the names also, they are really experts in their fields of 3D printing. So with this thing, I welcome you all, and I wish that you have a successful workshop training. Thank you, Dr. Mohan.
Yeah. Thanks, Professor Suhash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, yeah, I just want to add a few things to what Professor Suhas mentioned about this 3D printing workshop. So we had run this workshop earlier, which we had planned in the month of March, when the pandemic struck. And then we see this type of course is something which is very difficult to be delivered through an online medium like this, because here things are more hands-on. So then we completely went into a different presentation form of online things and see how we can cover some of these things. So in the last edition, which we had sometime in the month of November, where uh, we run the 3D printing and design course in an online mode, uh, we really got a very nice feedback from the participants. Again, they were also from all the engineering colleges, faculty from engineering colleges, and tech faculty. And based on that, we are also now trying to improvise. And essentially, the duration here is also slightly longer. Last time it was only 5 days, and this time we are extending by another 3 days. So it's a 8 day workshop, and I hope everybody will have enough energy to sustain for all the 8 days. And yeah, thanks Professor Suhas for taking out time from your schedule, interviews
No,
and
it's
other
okay.
things. But yeah, it's good to have. So I thank you. So maybe I think it's time to move to our inaugural session,
Yes.
and no better person than Professor N. Venkat Reddy, who is a senior professor in mechanical engineering department, mechanical and aerospace engineering department, and he's also involved with the TechCube and training program since its inception. So I think maybe I would like to call upon one of our student volunteers, Mr. Kamal. I think Professor Reddy,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
leaving then. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Professor
Bye.
Suhas.
Bye.
Okay. So, okay, we can move on to Mr. Kamal, who will introduce the speaker of this session, and at least people from the institute, they need no introduction as such. Is a well established researcher and a professor in the MA department. So over to Kamal.
Yes,
So
I'm ready, sir.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir. So, I feel very delighted and honored to introduce one of the well-known person in the field of manufacturing academia, that is Professor N. Venkat Reddy. Professor N. Venkat Reddy is presently working as professor in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering at IIT Hyderabad. He has done his undergraduation from Nagarjuna University and later went on to do his master's and PhD from IIT Kanpur. Before joining IIT Hyderabad, he worked in Tata Steel's IIT Bombay and IIT Kanpur. His research interests are mainly like predictive modeling for digital fabrication, analysis, whether it be numerical, analytical, and experimental for manufacturing process, and development of integrated product and process design system for various manufacturing process, including additive manufacturing. He also worked as a dean for research and development at IIT Hyderabad and came to one of the achievements like he did. He was a member of domain expert committee for manufacturing under Imprint, which was an initiative by Education Ministry, Government of India. And he was also coordinator for the design and manufacturing domain for the IIT Hyderabad and Japan Friendship Project. He was recognized as the best teacher citation for various courses like Introduction to Manufacturing Processes, Engineering
yeah,
Graphics, Metal Forming, Manufacturing Systems, and many more. He was also associate editor for Journal of the Manufacturing Process. Professor Reddy has 4 patents and orders 67 research publications in
Ha,
peer-reviewed
yeah, yeah.
international journals, contributed chapters in 6 books, and
We need
presented over
somebody.
40
Actually,
keynotes and
Nagaraj is there,
invited
no?
talks. So it's a very great honor to have Professor Reddy here. Now I request Professor
He
Reddy to
has the
take on this
number,
section.
so you just tell him that he will be coordinating with
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Kamal
Yes.
Krishna, for the nice introduction. I don't think
Thank you, sir.
I can fit or I can satisfy 50% of whatever he said in the thing. Presently, we are 3 people on the online at my residence. Hence, the bandwidth is very less. Excuse me, because I will stop the video. Okay, if someone is having doubt, I'll switch on the video and come back. Because of the bandwidth issue. Okay, although I have 2 internet connections, but 3 people, that's the issue. Okay, I have. Okay, I hope all of you. And now, let me see. Okay, I have to share first screen. Here, could you see the screen, friends?
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
It's coming
I
up.
can see your screen. Yes.
Yeah. Now I'll stop the video. And now, can you see the presentation, Dr. Omkar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk in brief about additive and layered manufacturing and introduction. Okay. Now, when I was doing my master's or PhD, these courses were not existing. Okay. And but when I joined as a faculty at IIT Kanpur, a course was started by then, you all might be knowing, Professor S.G. Dande. Okay, started, and later on I taught the same course at IIT K. After some time, he taught once, twice, and then after that I was teaching before moving to IIT Hyderabad. Now, what I meant to say is, what is manufacturing? How do you make? Okay. Now, sometimes you might get by reading various things, although additive manufacturing has a lot of future, but additive manufacturing cannot replace each and everything. When I talk to some students in the class, when I talk to some students, when I interview at various levels, starting from masters to PhD to other levels, there seem to be some misconception or about the additive manufacturing. So I may be able to try to answer some of those points, or minimum, rather I will create some doubt in your mind. Okay, so that whatever I'm thinking is right, you shall question everything and then come to the right thing. Okay. Now you all know what is manufacturing. Okay. Now many of you might have taught more than me, and then experts than all of us in the manufacturing domain. Many teachers are present here. Now the manufacturing can be defined, those who do the Kalpakian book, which is very, very good book, Manufacturing Engineering and Technology. He defines very nicely big M manufacturing, small m manufacturing. Basically, small m manufacturing is only where the raw material gets converted to the useful component and then a product by assembling.
Yeah, Suhas.
But what we are interested in is a big M manufacturing, where the total
We have
process
to
product
do all
life
those
cycle comes into picture.
this thing, no, that
Is there any design
documentation
without
and things like
manufacturing?
that.
Is there any manufacturing without
The
design?
feedback forms
No,
and
actually,
what
because they are
attendance
all
and all those
integrated.
things.
That's why
So I need some help
nicely
on that.
Kalpakian coined a word, bigger manufacturing, those who have read that book. But here, I just mentioned,
Today
how
is
do
the
we
first
make
day.
this? Here in
So
these
you just
things,
see
there are
what
hundreds
all
of
things are
components,
required.
thousands of components, they are assembled,
You can
they are made in different countries, or
and
they
if
are
you need
made in
anything
different
from my side, you can
setups,
let me know.
but they all combine and all that.
So
Okay, they all get assembled, they get
attendance
stitched
and
up.
feedback
You all
and
know?
certificates. It's
Okay.
online.
Now, one more thing is, I was taking
That's
this
brilliant. Also, I think
same
the last time whatever
lecture
we had,
few
I
months
will ask
back,
some of our
7-8
students
months
to
back,
make the changes.
and I thought, let me change the flavor of it.
We'll use the same.
So I was working from morning 6, and then I added some slides to it. Okay.
Okay.
So some of these
just,
slides were
start
not there,
preparing
though,
for
if
that.
at all some of you have
And,
attended last time lectures.
We'll do
Okay.
this.
Now, you all know that the industrial evolution, this is nothing new. And many people
Students,
loosely say
Raghu
additive
sir,
manufacturing is industry 3.0.
you,
I generally say, or
Rahul,
most
you
of the
left, and
world
maybe I will ask him to call
manufacturing
you.
community says industrial revolution
Okay, I'll ask him. I'll
started
give your number.
the
He will
moment
contact you, and then
the
you can coordinate.
microprocessors and other automation related aspects, computer related aspects started coming into the manufacturing from 60s. That is when first NC machine has come into the picture. Okay. But now when all the cyber physical systems, I'm not going into this. Dr. Kamal, Ms. Kamal, can you see the cursor movement?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now you can clearly see that once the internet has come and bandwidths have gone up, and then seamless communication can be achieved, and then real-time monitoring can be done, that is when the industry 4.0 is the thing. But if you see where the 3D printing has started somewhere around, 1990s, okay, the work has started. But prior to that also 3D printing was in practice, although the way which we see today. Okay. Now, what are all this? Why all this manufacturing evolution or the newer processes? 3D printing is not the only the one, because there are many other processes are coming in with the hybridization of 3D printing and other technologies. Okay. Now, population is growing, and now you all know simulation power and knowledge distribution, knowledge explosion is going. But at the same time, size of this and nature, available materials, natural materials are same. Okay. Now, with the explosion of population growth, okay, forget about this fact now. If you go on using the way the Western world or a developed world uses the various resources, I'm not restricting to one resource, okay, various resources, then soon we need raw materials from 2 more Earths. Okay, you can find all this on the Google. Okay, it's there everywhere in the various resources. Okay, but you have to cut down on the natural resources. You have to cut down on the material usage, and you have to cut down on the utilization. If you see the Indian philosophy, people used to use whatever is minimum necessary sometime back. That is, reduce. You use whatever is possible. Okay. Or sometimes you reuse. Okay. And then you repair. Okay. But the today's generation, if you see, the moment some repair comes, use throw that component, buy the new one. So the demand for the natural resources is increasing, but the amount of them is limited. You all know that. Okay. Why I am talking all this stuff is, whatever the manufacturing process which we look for, we have to look at holistic sense. Okay. Now, if you look at basically the various challenges, you all know the energy related things you have been seeing, and then the problems you all know. I don't have to talk about it. This is the International Energy Outlook. But in the manufacturing domain, okay, if you come, what are all the things? What to do? We have to come up with energy saving technologies. Okay. Now, don't say that you are projecting this is the 3D printing or additive manufacturing is an energy saving technology or not. Yes and no, depending on the objective criterion. Okay. So we have to come up with the new processes, products, and combination of them and hybridization of them. Okay, a lot of things. Development of more economic renewable energy sources, you all know about it. Now, zero waste factories, you all know one side is economy, other side is ecology, environment, you all know. People now combine them, I'll call it as economology. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful whatever you do, and reuse, reduce, refabricate, remanufacture. There's something called, all of you can type the word circular manufacturing, Ellen McGrath Foundation. You'll find a lot of material about these sources. Even within the context of AM, there are a lot of work. Basically, even at IIT Hyderabad, we work on such things. Okay, Professor Surya and I also contribute some extent to that in the circular manufacturing aspects of AM. Okay, so now another thing is mass production to the mass customization. Now, initially, people used to say that as long as it is black and white color you choose, I can supply. But now you can see the type of colors comes, the type of configurations comes, the volumes of the same product are going down, because I'm not getting into the definitions of these because you all know. Okay. But if an automobile company or any company which faces the competition extensively, even those who don't face competition much, they also have to bring out minimum 2 product variants within a year. Otherwise, they are losing the market. We all know that. Okay. Now, one thing is, the society wanted to change their products frequently, but the natural resources, economy, and ecology are demanding that to save the resources, to utilize minimum, we have to increase the lifetime of the products. Okay, it's the contradiction to the societal trends. So now lot more problems are present when you have to select how a part has to be fabricated, manufactured in such a way that economic, ecological, and other constraints are met thoroughly. Okay. Now you all know the same thing, because people say that the 3D printing is a mass customization process. Okay. Basically, here you can clearly see. Now, I'm not reading out whatever is present there. When you wanted to produce, okay, the same product in many numbers, okay, you choose some process which can be automated, which takes less time. Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to produce a nut, okay, or a bolt, okay, which will be sold throughout India, M18, M20, or M15, whatever the number you pick up. Okay, I may not be picking up the right number. Okay, so what you do? Will you machine them? No, you basically use thread rolling or some other alternative process where you can produce in bulk with repeatability, accuracy, where you can save a lot of resources. But what happens? The tools necessary to produce the similar products, let's say you take a Neel Kamal chair, or some of the bowls which you use in your residence or in machine parts, okay, the standard elements which you use in machine parts, okay, all of them, there is a component specific tooling. That may be a forging tool, that may be some extrusion die, that may be an injection mold, that may be a deep drawing die or a stamping die in the case of automobile sheets. But the cost of the tool gets offset by the number of components which you produce. You all know that. Okay. But when you need more variety, let's say for a given die, you can only sell 50 components, then the cost of the tooling and all the effort necessary to design the tooling in terms of the resources, cost and other thing, everything gets charged to 50 components. Then obviously cost of the component will be going up. You all know that. Now, so when you are talking about customization low, you are producing in mass, cost can be low. Okay. But when the customization is high, cost will be very, very high because you low volumes you are producing. But now the main aim of the total because you all know, some of you have studied BTech, Masters, PhD, you have studied about flexible manufacturing systems, batch production, job shop and all that, basically batch sizes are going down day by day. You all have studied those. Then obviously the society is demanding more towards the mass customization. Okay. Actually, if at all, you can increase the customization, if you can maintain the same cost, that is a happy situation. But can we do that? Can we customize that with the existing processes or used processes earlier? No, you have to use the newer processes and combinations of them. Okay, so this is where the contradiction comes. In addition to that, you also can clearly see from 2000 onwards, and particularly off late, last 3-4 years, particularly 1.5 years, you can clearly see globalization, regionalization, personalization, complexity, and interactions among them are playing a very, very important role nowadays. Okay, I hope you can sense, particularly for last 1.5 years and recent few months, globalization, regionalization, complexity, and then societal issues, they're all playing an important role. Okay, now, just for your sake, I have cut paste here, and now I'm not going to explain everything because of the time limitations. And you can clearly see in most of my slides, I paste the source from where it is picked, okay, whenever it is. Okay, now you can go there and then look at and then go into the details. Okay, but now just emphasize, mass customization is the ability to produce a single customized product with same efficiency as that of mass produced part. That is the ultimate goal possible. But is it possible in every case? Answer is no. Okay, but the aim is to move towards that. That's where a lot of research goes on in academic institutions and then other places, research labs, to move ahead. Okay, now I'll come back to the manufacturing processes. You all know this is slightly different way of quantifying, but in standard books it is different. The subtractive processes, additive processes, formative processes. Okay, now subtractive processes, all material removal, whether it's a conventional, non-conventional, or unconventional, whatever it is. Okay, all of them are part of that. Additive manufacturing is nothing new, but the way we do is new. Don't you think the way the people have been performing the welding operation, okay, the way the houses were constructed by the mud, by putting a lump of mud, okay, in the solid form, after mixing with and then put one layer on the other. Okay, they're all additive manufacturing technologies and used, but the way we do now is different. Okay, the way we automate is different, the way you understand the science is different. Okay, and now formative, all casting, forming, all basically where you give the shape, forming. Okay, I prefer to classify, but if you see that, okay, now if you take the typical additive manufacturing, what we are taking the 3D printing, the cost of the component does not decrease by the numbers, but there may be a small slope because the cost of the equipment gets, but the time it takes is more. Okay, but the thing is, you all know that the typical additive manufacturing, what we are addressing in this course, is said to be economical only in the low volume production. Okay, now you can clearly see societal trend is towards that. But but how low? Okay, and is that possible to achieve? Okay, and all that. But now, if at all you are only producing by using 25 components in 5 years
Hi, Lakshmi.
using a 30 crore machine,
Sorry
obviously
to
this
call you
also
on
will go like
Saturday.
this. Okay,
No,
that part is not
this is
shown.
regarding
Initial
your Monday's
investment of the
session,
machine
no?
cost is not shown here. Okay, only the
See,
tooling
Monday
cost is
morning
shown here. Okay,
we
please
can
pay
have a
attention to
session.
that. And one more
So,
important point
can we
is
move it to the
conventional out.
afternoon?
Which one is better? Okay. Now, you all know the 3D printing and then conventional manufacturing. I have kept all these additive manufacturing, some of those, everything here. The inflection point. This inflection point or the point where one gains over the other
So,
depends
Monday,
on
2 o'clock,
many
2
parameters
o'clock
you
is
all
fine, no?
know.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Part strength.
Okay.
Can I ask
So,
one of the
directly we
participants,
will start
where do you
giving
think
from
the
Monday, 2 o'clock.
part strength will be better? Is it in 3D printing
Oh.
or is it in conventional manufacturing?
No, actually 2 o'clock there is a session by Dr.
Can
Gopinath.
anyone please?
1 second.
Sir, at times it is observed that in the 3D printing, there are comparatively a strength can be achieved by using the ABS kind of
No,
materials as it is
but
used
in
in the
general, I
steel.
am asking.
Hello.
In general, I think with the conventional method, it can
2
be
to
much more
5:30 is
strength.
your session. So,
Yes.
both
Okay. I'm not talking about
volume and
under specific conditions
starting
and
of the
specific. I hope you understood the point, what I meant to say.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, sure.
Yeah. Basically, there are always
Yeah,
case by case studies.
I'll
I
talk to
hope you
you
understand that, but we are
in the
talking
middle of
very
this
generic.
presentation.
Okay.
So I have seen that.
Now,
So I'll just check with
and
our
material selection,
source
even
people.
today,
Then
if you see,
I'll talk to you.
the
Okay.
amount of the materials which you can print using the various 3D printing technologies is not exactly matching what you can process using the conventional manufacturing technologies. I'm not talking, friends, conventional manufacturing does not mean only machining, forming, and this thing. Basically, let's say you may be processing through the chemical routes, you may be processing through the mechanical routes, you may be processing through the other routes, electrochemical routes, combination of all that when you talk about. Okay. Now, part complexity and manufacturing flexibility. This is where obviously 3D printing, you can clearly see